What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys for tuning in as always, coming back with another video. It's been about a week or so since I last made a video, so I apologize to you guys for that. But I got something for you guys today. Today what I want to talk about basically is the 5 to 9. And for you guys who don't know, the 5 to 9 is basically the inverse of the 9 to 5. So everybody has a 9 to 5, that's their day job. That's their main job. That's what they do for a living for the most part. It's the 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The 5 to 9 that I'm talking about today, it's the 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. So it's the 4 hours after your 8-hour shift. And anybody who's coming home from prison, or not even just coming home from prison, anybody who's trying to build anything and trying to truly be successful, you're gonna have to work more than 8 hours in a day to accomplish that. And that's where the 5 to 9 comes in. The 5 to 9 is that time that you put in acquiring a different skill set, maybe educating yourself on something new, or just building something basically. And the reason I want to make this video is because I feel like anybody who's coming home from prison, we're in grind mode. It's no games to be played. It's really survival of the fittest. And we all need to have a 5 to 9. And the 5 to 9, it can mean different things for different people depending on your current situation. For some people, or for example for myself, when I first got home, for me, my 5 to 9, I had my regular job, but I needed extra hours. I needed extra money, so I had to go pick up an extra job, and that was my 5 to 9. But then, as time passed, I was able to acquire a higher paying 9 to 5. My 5 to 9 transformed into something else. That's when I began to kind of develop I started to look to develop different skill sets. I started to look to acquire new knowledge for myself with the goal of monetizing that later in the future. So that's currently where I am now with my 5 to 9. I'm trying to build something that I can later monetize. I want to be self-sufficient as far as my income is concerned. I want to eventually dive into entrepreneurship. So in my 5 to 9, that's what I'm building right now. And as a felon, I feel like it's important for us because, we have a ceiling on our head when it comes to certain jobs. Now, I'm not saying you can't go out there and make a great living doing certain things. You definitely can. And you should, and this message isn't really for everybody. I understand certain guys, you might have kids, you have to, do things with your kids. Maybe you have elderly parents. Or I even I have met certain guys that dealt with a lot of drug addiction. Guys in prison that dealt with a lot of drug addiction. So for them, holding down a 9 to 5 is actually a huge step in the right direction. They never imagined themselves even being able to do that, let alone having a 9 to 5 that's actually a career type job, something that you can retire from, maybe even promote within the company and make more money. So, for guys who kind of have that type of background, I'm not knocking a 9 to 5, but for the able, if you really chasing after something, just know that, man, a 9 to 5 is not going to do it. You need to have a 5 to 9. And in that 5 to 9, I highly recommend that you build something for yourself that you can later on monetize and maybe start a business. It doesn't matter what it is. I just believe that as felons, we need to be self-sufficient in as many ways as possible. And so if it takes an extra 4 hours a day to build that type of platform or foundation for yourself, or that type of skill set for yourself, it's something that we definitely need to do. Just flat out, point blank. I'm doing that right now. And like I mentioned in other videos, I'm just now getting to the point where I could start kind of focusing on myself. Before, the extra hours that I was putting in outside the work was to help me advance in my career. I'm still doing that a little bit, but the majority of the time I'm putting in, outside of work, my 5 to 9 is all for me. It's all things that that's important to me. It's something that I'm trying to build for myself, and it takes time to do that as well. I don't foresee myself actually being able to monetize anything that I'm doing possibly for a year, maybe even 2 years out. So don't rush the steps. And this video was actually inspired by a couple of friends I have. I got one friend who's in Hawaii. He's probably been there for about 3 or 4 years now. And since he's been there, he's really transformed his health around. He's transformed his body and also his diet. And on YouTube, he's a YouTuber now. He just hit 1,000 subscribers. He has a large presence on social media. I think he has over 3,000 followers on social media, 200 videos on YouTube, and he just recently started taking on some clients. So, and he's been at this for 3 to 4 years, and he's just now getting to the point where he could really start to monetize it. And sky's the limit for him because he spent the time building such a solid basic foundation for himself. His knowledge when it comes to physical fitness and health and even dieting is second to none. You could look at his body and you could see that he knows what he's talking about, and you could see the transformation. You could see where he started to where he is now, and you know that, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. And I have another friend who's for as long as I've known him, he's been huge into cryptocurrency. And just this past weekend, I was able to catch up with him. And what he's been able to do is build a website and a YouTube channel based around cryptocurrency news. He's providing the latest and most up-to-date news in the cryptocurrency world. So, and his website is legit, But he's been at, the whole cryptocurrency thing for about, easily 5 years now. I'm not sure if he's looking to make any money from, the platforms that he's built up or the website he's built up, but he definitely could. His knowledge when it comes to cryptocurrency is second to none, if you ask me. Like, he's my go-to source, when I'm looking for any type of clarification when it comes to cryptocurrency. And he's also in the real estate. He's been able to build up his real estate portfolio, in the last few years too. So these are all things that, man, he's been into, he's been doing outside of his 9 to 5. But I'm sure maybe even now or in due time, he could probably leave work and just rely on the income that he's been able to generate from his rental properties and his cryptocurrency skill set. So I'm not sure what his plans are with it, but he has a very solid base in both of those fields. So the point is just that, man, it takes time. And being able to watch these two guys, I realized that myself. So yeah, man, if you're coming home, put some work and some time into something that you could build up and later on monetize. And I focus on the making money part because, I mean, that's what I'm in it for. I can't even lie. I know a lot of people do things for the love and the passion. That's cool too. I'm not knocking it. But for me right now, being a felon, man, I gotta get my money right, and that's where my focus is. Once my money's where I need it to be, then I can start focusing on the passions and the loves. But for me right now, it's about the money. That's how I'm gonna be able to live the lifestyle that I want. Yeah. But some of the things that I'm doing, I do have a genuine interest in. I do enjoy it, so I'm not doing anything in vain or anything that that I'm not interested in at all. You could actually build something based around what you're interested in, what you're genuinely, curious about. It starts with just gaining the knowledge first. Then, maybe you could build something or provide some type of service based on the knowledge that you've been able to acquire or a skill that you've been able to acquire. But in the beginning, it's about, acquiring the knowledge, acquiring the skill, and then you could go ahead and, start to develop a service based around it, or a product based around it, whatever the case might be, you know. But anybody's coming home from prison, I highly encourage you do that, you know. I'm not trying to work for anybody my whole life. I don't want my salary to be dictated, you know, by anyone other than myself. So that's the goal here. But that's all I have to say. So I hope you guys appreciate the video. Peace out.